I was really excited to ride this Aaron Rodgers, not like necessarily rooting for him or anything like that, but I just love his story. It's so interesting and just what Woody Johnson was willing to do for him. Talk about just like the betting aspect to that, and not just him, but you mentioned these high profile names, these fantasy people getting really all in on these guys, betting getting in all in on these guys. How do you analyze some of those? Obviously, a lot of these are freak, out of the blue, maybe even season ending. I'm not necessarily talking about Aaron Rodgers there, but overall. So how do you kind of analyze that when it's something that is just super detrimental?
Yeah, I mean, I think like specific to the Jets thing, it's like, I mean, because it's weird. I think a bunch of us NC State fans were texting about it. It's like, man, this feels familiar. Sorry, I got a little cameo
in there.
Robert. But I think that like as Jets fans, like, I mean, they were all expecting. It's like you see the way that they treated the season. They're all expecting the absolute worst. Like the worst possible scenario for every season for the last like 20 years, and they just know they're just beaten down at this point. And then it's like they go this out in this offseason, and they haven't had a quarterback worth like their best quarterback. I mean, Mark Sanchez in like 2009, 2010, and then like Chad Pennington before that. It's just like hasn't like the quarterback. They drafted Darnold, they drafted Zach Wilson. Like they drafted, like they tried and failed. And it's like, all right, screw it, we're gonna go get Aaron Rodgers, like a Hall of Fame quarterback. And they traded for Brett Favre back in the day. I mean, like, and so this is supposed to be I think Mike Greenberg of ESPN, you would see like the videos that he would be posting. But it's like, this is supposed to be, and every Jets fan is like, this is it. This is our Super Bowl. This is our Super Bowl run. Like, this is going to be the season. And then he get into the season, 4 snaps, and he tears his Achilles. And it's just, I mean, it's just brutal to lose a quarterback like that. Like only the Jets, it feels like that could happen, or like the Browns or something, And so I think, from that, from the betting angle of that, it completely changes the Jets. You saw like they were going to be 3-point dogs to the Cowboys on the road in week 2. By the middle of the first quarter, the second that injury happens, the line comes off the board. All Jets lines come off the board, the futures come off the board, and they have to completely readjust it. And you go from, I think, the line goes from 3 to 9. Which, I mean, it's a 6-point swing from Aaron Rodgers to Zach Wilson. That is an insane. That's like, it's a full touchdown. Like, that is a wild swing. Even wilder, we had like our in-house simulations was from sportsline.com over at CBS had, I think they went from like 60% chance to make the playoffs down to like, after they won, down to like 15, which is just an insane swing from you are likely to make the playoffs to you don't have a shot. Like, you really don't have a shot in hell, even though you just won that football game and you're 1-0.